Just going to make sure I'm actually streaming here. Is it working or not? It's just fucked up, that's all. Hey, yo, everybody, what's up? Tom here, back at you with another video. And don't worry, we're going to get to some video games. I'm playing a monk. I'm doing Whirling Assault, basically kind of copying Jung Roan. It's fun. It's a twink. It's tier 15s, not juiced. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to that. Don't worry. I'm playing video games soon. I'm going to be blasting. I'm going to get my 4th ascendancy. I honestly can't wait. It's been such a long week of work. And now I'm playing video games. It's amazing. Okay, so before we get to the fun stuff, we are going to eat our vegetables. We are going to go through a logical syllogism, which proves that Christianity is not true. And I came up with this. I formulated it over the course of an evening or two and a day of work, and I think it is just absolutely brutal for the Christian to contend with. What? Interesting that this looks like this. Let's hold up one sec. Oh, I just scroll up a little bit and then we're good. Yep. Okay. So, let's go through the argument, shall we? I mean, it's a pretty bombastic claim. You say you came up with a proof that Christianity is not true in a couple of days? Yeah. Yeah, I did. It's not easy. I mean, it's not hard to come up with a proof that Christianity is not true because there's so many contradictions in Christianity. It's trivial to just find contradictions all over the place. So, check this out. Premise 1. If Christianity is true, then all actions which are in accordance with God's will are morally good actions. Okay, so all actions which are in accordance with God's will are morally good. Every single one. If an action is in accordance with God's will and Christianity is true, it must be morally good. That's another way of looking at this statement. It's logically equivalent. If a action is in accordance with God's will and morally good, if Christianity is true and an action is morally good, then it is in accordance with God's will. So you have a and statement there. Morally good and Christianity is true, then that action must be in accordance with God's will. Premise 2. In at least one circumstance, God commands men to kill defenseless, healthy, morally blameless infants. That's quite a bombastic blame. God commanding men to kill infants? God wouldn't do that. God is all loving. God is perfect. Well, I point you to the Bible. 1 Samuel 15:3. God says to Saul, "Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass." Okay, so we have God making a commandment. Now, unless you expect me to believe that God is making a commandment that is not in accordance with God's will, I think we can say that this commandment coming from God is in accordance with God's will. Part of the commandment, a necessary part of the commandment, is that Saul kills all of the infants. Okay. So we have one example where where the killing of defenseless, healthy, morally blameless infants is in accordance with God's will. Okay. So, premise 3. This is what we just argued for. There is at least one circumstance in which the action of killing defenseless, healthy, morally blameless children is in accordance with God's will. Okay. So we have that. Premise 4. And this one I think is pretty non-controversial. I would be surprised if anybody decided to fight me on this premise. I suppose it's possible. I suppose somebody could do that if they wanted to. I think it's pretty easy to defend. And I think, honestly, even if you can't defend it, the person who's arguing against it seems like a crazy person. Premise 4. In no circumstance ever is the killing of defenseless, healthy, morally blameless infants a morally good action. Like, somebody could argue against this, I suppose. And they might say, what if it's a situation where you know they're going to grow up to be enslaved and tortured every day? Like, maybe you live in that society that's from one thought experiment where it's like to test the boundaries of utilitarianism. And it's like, would it be morally good if there was a theoretical world in which there's one person who must be chained up in a dungeon and tortured every day, but that allows for a utopia for every other human, right? No pain, no suffering. Like, sure, it's far-fetched, but if that was possible, would you do that? You know what I mean? So, where was I going with that? Maybe you knew somebody just had a baby, and you knew that that baby was going to be the person that society tortures every day so that they can have their utopia for everybody else. Maybe it is morally good to kill that baby so you spare that person of that suffering. Something like that, I suppose somebody could argue. But I think it's pretty non-controversial. And so The conclusion is that Christianity is not true, and that's because of modus ponens. And, well, essentially what that means is we are negating the second part of this conditional statement in premise 1. So we have essentially two parts to this statement, the antecedent and the consequent. The antecedent is the first part of the statement, and the consequent is the second part of the statement. You could say, it's more accurate to say the antecedent is the predicate, it's the condition, and then the consequent is what follows from the condition that's set. So what we have is, if Christianity is true, that's the antecedent, then all actions which are in accordance with God's will are morally good actions. That's the consequent. So that nobody's going to disagree with me. Somebody could disagree with me that killing babies is always morally wrong. I think I'm more likely to experience pushback on this premise 4, than I am to get pushback on premise 1. If Christianity is true, then all actions which are in accordance with God's will are morally good actions. Because what are you supposed to do? Not do what God says? I define morally good to be actions which you should take. So if you should take an action, then it's morally good. And so if God commands you to kill babies, then you should do what God says if anything that's in accordance with his will is morally good. I think that follows. So that's the argument. I think it's pretty good. I think it's sound. You negate the consequent, so you negate the antecedent. That's what modus tollens is. You have a conditional that's true, and you negate the consequence, then that implies the negation of the antecedent. Think about it. Let's look at another conditional proposition. If a shape is a square, then it is a quadrilateral, meaning a four-sided shape. So if a shape is a square, then it is a four-sided shape. Okay, so negate the consequence. If a shape is not a quadrilateral, then the shape is not a square, because if a shape does not have four sides, it cannot be a square. So you negate the consequent, and that implies the negation of the antecedent. So nobody's going to disagree that this is false, or nobody's going to say that this is false. If Christianity is true, then all actions which are in accordance with God's will are morally good actions. Well, we proved the second part, the consequent, false. We have at least one action which is in accordance with God's will, which is not a morally good action. Killing the babies here. So we negate the consequent, so you negate the antecedent. The antecedent is Christianity is true. The negation of that, the conclusion of the argument, Christianity is not true. I just want to debate somebody on this particular argument. I want them to have to defeat this argument because I think it's undefeatable. Even if you lose this argument, you still win because it means that they're attacking the premise in no circumstances ever is the killing of defenseless, healthy, morally blameless infants a morally good action. All right. Keep that up because this is my argument. I didn't get this from anybody else. This is my formulation of it's not the problem of evil. It's not the problem of suffering. It kind of is the problem of evil. It's the problem of evil God, I would say. Yes. The problem of evil God. So let's actually label this. Oh, man. That is perfect. It's not the problem of evil, it's the problem of evil God. Oh, why did I capitalize that? Oh, no, you capitalize every word, right? Not of. Yeah, no, this is I did it correctly. Okay. What is the notation for that? If P, therefore Q. If P, then Q, not Q, therefore not P. Right. Right, so that's exactly what we have, actually. We have if A, then B, and then we have not B. How do you get not B from this? At least one action. So actually, this should go after this, I think. So we're actually going to call this P4. And X. Boom. 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 P3. And no circumstance ever is the killing. Yeah. Yep. And no circumstance, at least one circumstance, yes. Okay, so that was our nice little um, just exercising the mind muscle a little bit. Just casually proving that Christianity is not true, undeniably. Yeah. So we did that. So we did something that's Nobel Prize worthy in an afternoon. And now we are going to suck at Path of Exile for a while. First things first, though, Daddy needs a new ascendancy. Oh, we're going to want some things. Some wisdom scrolls before we go into this. Should be pretty easy. We're like 8 levels over leveled with a pretty good build. Somebody said, what does one even have to do in order to get a mirror to drop? What kind of map tier are we talking about? 15 to the power of 369? Somebody said juice T16. I said just get lucky. Okay, what am I doing? Let's go to the Sekama my ass. Yes. Yes, let's do that, young Padawan. Okay. So, where are we at? Let's go. Oh, we forgot Wizzies. Tell me I have some. Nope. Oh well. Wasting time. Wasting time every day. Do, 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 do. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go buy some wisdom scrolls. Buy them right now. 4th of July. Independence. Fuck the British every day. The British were the original Nazis, really. Then the Nazis came and they were like, hold my beer. I'm gonna kill some Jews. It's not funny. I'm Jewish. I'm allowed to laugh at that. I thought you were an atheist. Well, you can be both, bitch. Shows how much you know. Think your hermeneutics might be a little bit lackluster there, my friend. Look at how OP I am right now. Nobody can touch me. Oh, it's good at power charge, though. I guess power charge generation is a little bit tricky in here. I could always just go with self-cast. It's pretty good to get a power charge and then drop this and then do self-cast. Okay. Ooh, mandatory... mandatory affliction in the fucking first round. Less honor, room types unknown, less sacred water. Room types unknown isn't that bad. The only thing I really care about is the affliction. And it goes to both of these. So yeah. This is it. It really is like monk totems. When I first saw this in the reveal, like in the GGG epic like pre-reveal launch trailer thing, or not the trailer, the long introduction that they gave to the league. And it really is just like a couple extra Christmases every year. Anyway. When I first saw this ascendancy ability, it was like, oh shit, shadow clones. You ever see Naruto? Naruto? I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Naruto? You know how he does shadow clone jutsu? Where he makes a little image of himself that's still able to like punch people. Then he comes up with clever ways of using it, like to escape and stuff like that. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be fucking Naruto in Path of Exile. Like, are you kidding me? You tell me I get that power fantasy. No way. Too good. Look at that. Just mop those guys up. Whew. I'm glad I saw Jungron's video as well. Of course, my damage is not that good right now because I don't have a good weapon. Funny thing is, I should have much a better weapon than I do have based on currency. But instead of just like buying a 10 div, I tried, well, I did get unlucky. I basically bought a bunch of 1 div ones and tried to corrupt them. But I kept failing. I just got like terrible corruptions every time. So I ended up just losing like 10 div. I should have just like bought a 10 div one. Or crafted a 30 div one, you know? Oh. Okay, let's go. Let's go, buddy. Anyway, I'm way over leveled for this, and the build is pretty good. Pretty comfy playstyle as well. I wouldn't mind some more clear. I'm not running heralds because I don't have that much spirit. There's no crazy good damage scaling except critting so often and power charge combined with hollow form. Oh, it's fireworks. How many people are gonna die at fireworks celebrations this year? From heat, I mean. It's been so fucking hot, like... Literally, you're outside, and the heat just hurts. It's like you're getting cooked. From the outside in. Very painful. This was insane heat today. Insane. Okay, we cannot do unknown encounters, so it looks like we need to lose sacred water, which is annoying. This setup is less buttons. You just get power charges, and then it's just one button. The other thing that I was doing before required one more button because you had to get the power charges, and then once you had power charges, you had to go charge staff, and then you could start doing damage. This one, all you need is power charges, which is pretty nice. Alright, more damage is good. Honor restore is good. I think I go for... You and your minions deal 50% more damage, and you gain 319 of honor when entering a boss room. 40% movement speed is a little bit awkward for me. I don't really love it. It's too fast. I'm not used to it. So let's do that. Definitely more damage. And then we'll do the honor.
The foe ahead is formidable. Steel yourself. Beware of the burst.
Oops. Oh. It's a little bit finicky to do the boss damage, but it gets the job done.
I shall aid you. We will succeed.
You You definitely want to hold on to the gold keys until the end, which is something I didn't realize
I shall
until
aid.
recently. Alright, we got 388. Ooh, 50% increase honor restored. Yeah, let's do that. I'm more worried about losing a lot of honor from some cheap shot than not being able to kill the monsters. So I think going all in on the honor restoration is good. Too bad I can't get silver tongue.
Go
So
with
now I get like, what, 500 upon walking into a boss arena?
use that well.
You know what, before I go into the next one, I want to present this new argument to ChatGPT. See what it says. I suck at spelling. Boring. Boring response, ChatGPT. Redundant? Okay. The contradiction is implicit. P2, there exists at least one action that accords with there exists an action that accords with God's will. P3, the same action is not morally good. Okay. Yeah. The same action is not more. Yeah. Therefore, P1 is fine. Therefore, there exists at least one action that is in accordance with God's will and is not morally good. Isn't that the one I just said? They may argue that the Amalekite narratives are hyperbolic war language. The commands weren't actually taken out. No, the commands were taken out. The infants weren't intended literally. Right. Many Christians will say that if God commands it, then it's good by definition. Denying divine command theory. Right. Yeah, what do I do if someone comes at me with the divine command theory? I just grandstand and say, you're saying killing innocent babies is good. I don't. You're horrible. I'm a good person. I think that's all I do. Yes. If even one such command occurred, then the argument goes through, yes. If Christianity is true, then every action that is in accordance with God's will is morally good. In at least one circumstance, God wills that defenseless, healthy, morally blameless infants be intentionally killed by human beings. I don't think that really matters. There is no circumstance in which intentionally killing the. Yeah. Is it worth it to put in a premise like, get this? So we're going to say, if God commands an action then that action is in accordance with God's will. What is ChatGPT? No one is likely to deny that, but in formal logic, it's generally good practice to not leave any necessary inferences unstated if they're doing work in the proof. And that action is in accordance with God. You making it feel longer without making it more persuasive. Yeah. I thought you could also replace commands with wills throughout. Yes, exactly. No, I'll just argue. Yes, exactly. for a dilemma. Right, I bring up the skinning babies example. Right. If good has some meaning independent of merely describing God's actions. Many philosophers argue that calling God good only has substantive content if good has some meaning independent of merely describing God's actions. Right. Lynn Craig. To slay. Total typo. Oh, no, I get rid of FIFA. Well, ChatGPT helped a little bit. Okay, so let's do this. And then we're about to jump back into gameplay.
So just real quick on HEP, it has a half-life of like 2 seconds. So you're not going to get any buildup.
Die out there alone? You're the sheriff. The town needs you. You're not a warrior.
Neil is throwing up enough fucking signs, Nick, that we probably shouldn't go.
He is warning us.
He's given us like as many warnings that I feel like as we got in Tides of Death. All right, yeah, we'll wait.
We'll wait for
we
Twin
will
Tower.
wait. Yeah, we'll wait for the nights. We'll just do sheriff shit for the next week. I actually think that's probably better.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, we spend the night with Red Shield and Castor. We'll wait for Twin Tower. The three of us, I think we can do it.
I think we should bring Twin Tower, the 20 armor AC person, and then one other. Because if we're going to do it, we might as well do it with a group.
Split the XP? Okay.
Yeah, it's probably better than us dying.
Well, it is definitely better than us dying.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. You're talking.
Time skip?
Not almost. Now, there's one thing I do want to bring up. You've been in this keep for a long time. You know, you've been in the employ of Lord Shacklebook for a while, and it's been how many months since we started this section of the campaign? I think you started it in February, in February, and now it's the day before August, right? So you've been here a long time. You've seen these people every day, and it's hard to notice incremental changes in a person. Like if you're living with someone and they're like gaining weight a little bit at a time, you don't really notice it until one day like you look at an old picture of them and you're like, wow, actually you have gained like 20 pounds in the past 2 years or something like that. You know, these small changes you don't notice. But something that
Nice example. By
Eraser
the way.
said sort of like shake something in your mind. And you realize when you're looking at Annabelle Redshield that she has definitely cleaned up. Like she has definitely had a glow up, probably since the engagement or right around there. You're not sure exactly where it is, but like, you know, when she's in the keep, she's wearing like her uniform, her like medic outfit, which is very practical and very like, you know, I'm working on healing people and my clothes get bloody and, you know, it's not dressed for style. And here she is out on the town, and it might be because this is the first time you've ever actually been out with her. But like, she's got her hair done. She's got some like nice fine gold jewelry that's running through her hair. She's actually got like a nice tunic with lovely cuffs, and you know, it's cut well. And it's been the first time in a long time that you've seen her outside of the medic role. I mean, you weren't even there for the betrothal, right? For the proposal. And even when that happened, like you came in afterwards, but that was just like randomly out of the blue. For the first time in a long time, you're realizing that Annabelle Redshield, you know, she is something pretty. More so than you might have remembered. Yeah. And the topic, you know, of such things comes up because the four of you are out drinking a little bit, and Ancaster's not drinking too heavily. You know, she's supposed to be doing her thing, and Annabelle Redshield's a proper lady. You know, she's never going to get pissed, so she's very slowly sipping at her beverage. But eventually, the topic of the betrothal comes up. And the topic of, you know, love and romance comes up. And Annabelle Redshield turns to Pigeon, to Cooper, and says, Coop, you don't have a woman of your own. I remember a long time ago you were clearly a young man out to find someone. I haven't heard you speak of anybody. Have you found anyone yet?
Oh yeah, I just found someone new.
Really?
Hudson, she's a babe.
Really?
Yeah, she lets me talk as much as I want. She's into me.
Who's Hudson?
She's the firekeeper in Stromheim.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna write
Rusty.
to her every week.
What does the firekeeper do?
Tends the fire.
Is this a metaphor?
I shake my head.
Nope, she works in the tavern. She tends the fire.
Oh.
But you know, we had one trip with her, Pigeon. You really think that she's like into you?
Oh yeah. You should have seen it. Every time I was in the back of the carriage talking to her, she would just stare at me.
I guess, yeah. Well, you know, I've been suspicious of Pigeon's abilities in the past, but he always proves me wrong. Something about those that face of his that really gets the ladies going, it seems.
Annabelle nudges Ancaster and motions at Pigeon, and she scoffs a little bit. And then Annabelle says, "Well, what about you, Anne? You've a young woman, powerful warrior, good family. Surely you've got some sort of admirer going on, or someone that you admire." And Anne like takes a heavy swig off of her beer and says, "No. I'm dedicated to my duties right now. Family can come later. Although, well, as long as it's just us." And then she looks at Luther suspiciously and seems to ignore it for a moment.
I give her a disarming smile.
Have you had to deal with fending off Sabin's advances yet, Annabelle? Annabelle looks curiously. And Castor says, I think he's made a move on every female knight in the keep at some point or another. It's my misfortune that he didn't come my way until after he had been drenched with acid. But that is a most unwelcome thing at times. It's the closest I've had to romance. And Annabelle shakes her head like, no, I've never. I don't think he's ever looked at me that way, but I've been so busy with my work I wouldn't have noticed. And Anne looks to the two of you. Have you seen him when he's been drinking?
No, I've never seen
that
him.
I have actually.
But
no,
I feel
I've not
bad. Everybody calls him ugly.
Well, he is.
Well, can I get a magic item to make him look good?
It's a tough thing that happens to.
That's how
Comes to
Pigeon
twin
does
tower.
it, says Ancaster. He's sweet. He's sweet when you're not expecting it. I
That's
could
true,
see
yeah.
it.
He can be sweet. Must be a little bastard though at times.
So you haven't seen Kel Twin Towers and his
In his lust? No.
well,
No. I've seen him in his rage, but that's it. It doesn't surprise me though that he's a man of heavy passions.
what do you mean?
Well, you know, likes to drink, likes to fight, likes to lust. Doesn't surprise me. Many men like that.
I suppose. Yeah,
Miss Redshield, you can read, right?
I can.
Do you know any noble people that you could send a mail to? Because I want to make Twin Tower look good again. I
you
give her
mean-
the story of how everybody in the town is talking about how he's hideous and ugly now.
And you want to find him a wife or something?
No, a magic item to look good, to find one.
Oh, literally like a potion of beauty or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even begin to know where to find something like that.
Oh, I know who to ask. I'd probably like pull a piece of paper out and I'll start writing. I write a letter at this table
It's a lot
to the old lady
Oh.
in
The old
the
lady?
to the old lady who acts young.
Right.
Oh, you mean
What's her
Barbara
name?
Ann?
Barbara Ann.
Oh.
I write a letter to Barbara Ann and say, I'm looking for a potion. I kind of explain the situation and say I'm looking for like a potion of beauty. I live in Cauldron. If you send a messenger, they can come and get whatever your price is. Just write me back. Da 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 da.
Okay. Okay, done.
And I'll pay a messenger, I don't know, a gold? That's what the price is?
Yep, that's a gold. That'll do
Yeah,
it.
paid him.
Done. Well, I think that was all that I wanted to get to. If there's nothing else, then we can call it a night and we can wait for Lord Shacklebrook to come back, or the two of you can run off and go fight some werewolves on your own and take all the treasure and all the experience for yourselves.
As we're sitting there at the table with that Lady Redshield and I'm looking at her and I'm realizing that I'm charmed by her beauty.
Yeah.
I start to, as a test, Neil, as a test, I imagine to myself arresting her and putting her in the prison. Just imagine it. Okay, I just, what would it be like? What would happen? How would I do it?
Yeah.
I just imagine it. Do I feel fine imagining that?
Do you feel fine imagining?
I'm trying to work out if I'm charmed. if she's charmed me, then I'm probably not going to be able to imagine a scenario where I hurt her.
God.
So that's
But if you were
Yeah.
charmed,
Test.
would you even think of that?
Exactly. So maybe it's fine.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
but I just
give
wanna
me,
make sure I'm
give
not
me a saving
charmed.
throw versus spell.
Yeah. I don't know what the saving throw is for, but I'll roll it.
Well, if you're charmed, right? Oh, you fail, man. No, I think you think of arresting her, and you're like, this is probably a bad idea. If I arrest her, her fiance is probably gonna boil me alive. I think arresting her is the worst idea I've ever had. He just boiled his longtime friend and advisor.
Yeah.
I think if I arrest her, whatever little
start to
fantasies that I have about her being a vampire or something are going to get me killed. I think I might actually be endangering myself by indulging these ridiculous notions.
Fuck. So it's confirmed I am charmed.
It is so confirmed, buddy. You are
No.
charmed by the logic of self-preservation.
I look out the window. Was it light outside when she walked to the tavern? Or the sunset?
it wasn't.
What a
came late.
surprise.
It was busy. What's his face left? You weren't paying attention. It was probably dark, you know? It was probably just after the sun went down, like after the trove of bats flew overhead. That's when she and Ancaster appeared together, you know?
Shiver runs down my spine.
Yeah. You know, here's the real. No, never mind. No, it's
No,
too
don't
fun.
let him. Don't give him.
Let
the
it
real,
keep
you know.
going. Yeah, why not? It's fun.
All right,
Okay.
we'll do sheriff duties for the next week or whatever.
Okay.
We wait for Twin Tower to come back, yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we take a short break and we'll come back on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardly Heroes. So, we're waiting for Lord Shacklebrook to get back. It's a couple
Strong
days.
arm,
Yeah, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days until he returns. A week. But sadly, you're already at full HP, and you did not need a week of downtime. So you just sheriff the
fine.
town up, man.
Yeah.
It does bring us into August, and we'll have to do finances. So let's just do that really, really quickly here. I have our notes. The party.
We both roll a 2d20. Do you want to be negatives or positives? Yeah, moot.
Give me negatives.
Okay.
You gain 14, you lose 8, so a total profit of 6 plus your 24 that you normally get is 30 gold to the party.
2010?
Take it. No, just take it all. Fuck it. I
Oh,
got a ton
I'm
of gold on me.
rich.
I'm also noticing, as I was checking through my notes here, that I have completely forgotten about an NPC that sort of matters. His name is Wolfston Freeman. He is the treasurer of Cauldron. I know we've recently had a conversation about, treasuries and whatnot. And I've just completely forgotten that this NPC existed. I could try and spin a story about how he was out of
that's
town,
perfect.
but it's not true. I just forgot he existed. He literally is supposed to keep track of all the money.
Well, good. Basil was just an advisor then. Fuck him.
Yeah.
But Basil still had the copies of the.
Basil's the
books.
secretary of the keep, so I suppose Wolfstan Freeman has been keeping the records, but Basil has been actually physically holding on to the documents. And then the treasurer just manages all of the little bits and pieces. I've forgotten about him for, it feels like years at this point. So he's around.
What are you gonna do? He's here.
I think the best way to say this is that he has been gone on a period of time on some continuing education somewhere else, and
we
that's
didn't
why
notice he'd come back.
Yeah, well, he's coming
maybe
back now.
Maybe he came back whilst we were gone. Oh, he's coming back now.
Or he just recently came back or something like that. He has been away. He's such a minor figure that you never interact with, that you didn't even realize he was missing. But now when you come to like get paid at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, you're dealing with Wolfston Freeman, who's got a great fucking name. So I don't know how I forgot about him. Yeah.
Wait, let me see what we know about Wolfston here.
He's 6'2", 168 pounds, 38 years
the way
old.
of the sword, but preferred social power to physical. Family is friends with the Shacklebrook family. He's from Stromheim. Excels at soft power. Sees Wilhelm as the path to future and power.
That's your
Wait, no,
notes
that's
on
Basil.
Yeah.
Wolfston was conscripted by his lord in Pinespur, who attempted to rebel against the Aridonian crown. Rebellion was quickly squashed, and all who participated, including conscripts, were enslaved. Worked in noble houses in Stromheim. Eventually bought by Leopoldi Shacklebrook, so that's why he's a free man.
Yeah.
The two developed a good relationship and rapport. When the demons came, Leopoldi granted him his freedom so that he could flee back to his family. Wolfston had grown disillusioned with the small-minded people back home who launched a doomed rebellion and lack a big worldview, so he decided to stay in the city. Continues to work for the Shacklebrook family as a free man. When Wilhelm comes to Cauldron, Wolfston is sent to be his treasurer and trusted advisor. So he's another one sent by the father. Not to be trusted.
Yep. Well, I mean, he's the treasurer. He's, he's not about rebellion.
Trusted.
Yeah. Just like Basil was trusted. Just like you're trusted.
All right, I'll check this motherfucker's room later.
We're the most trusted, though.
Sure. Well, he's been gone for some time. I think he's been gone for 3 months or something on a...
Maybe he's visiting his
and he
family
just
in
comes
Pinespur.
back after Basil dies.
He just comes
Really,
back
then?
right after
Coincidental.
Basil dies. He's arriving back with Lord Shacklebrook from Stromheim. I think he's been in Stromheim with Leopoldi Shacklebrook, senior Lord Shacklebrook, working on some things.
Okay.
Working on
Very
some
suspicious.
finances things there. Now he's coming back to town.
Very suspicious.
Yeah, very suspicious.
Okay. Wolfston, he's paying us, right?
I guess he's coming back after Shacklebrook comes back. So yeah, Shacklebrook comes back. Everyone says hello. You meet him at the keep. He's tired from his travels. His knights are with him. You look at Twin Towers, and yeah, he's an ugly, acid-drenched person. You've seen people who have been badly scarred by fire or acid. It's not a pretty sight. It's very sad. So Wolfston is here, and he looks at the two of you and knows immediately that you want to be paid, and he'll come and give you your money. And
Wolfston, it's good to see you again. Feels like you've been gone forever.
I have been.
Well, I'm glad you're back. We need you around here these days. You heard that Basil had an unfortunate turn.
I do. I have heard such things, and it is a great misfortune that he was not trustworthy. I hope that my loyalty is not in question.
No, I don't think so. I think Basil was maybe just maybe he was his father's man more than his man, if you know what I mean.
Well, loyalty is important.
We gotta kill the thing.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Cheers. I take the money off Wolfston and make my way back to Pigeon.
You get your pay. He takes his cut from the gambling den. All the money gets sorted.
Yeah. I tell him about the 700 gold and silver that we're keeping in the treasury.
Right. He goes and inspects it and checks the logs and mutters over how Lord Shacklebrook didn't record things properly and makes the appropriate adjustments. And then he settles down to count out every last silver in the chest, brings out his little counting stool, his extra little box for coins, his little green visor.
Would he really count? Wouldn't he just weigh the chest? Would you know?
Ooh, yeah. If they had big enough scales, he could just weigh the chest, or he could weigh the contents
that's probably
of
the
the
best
chest.
way you could do it.
Maybe. I think
So
that would be the right way to do it. I don't think they have the infrastructure here. Cauldron is still up and coming, so he's going to
get
count it
ourselves
by
a scale.
fucking
We'll
hand.
get Wolfston a scale for Christmas.
We'll get him a scale, yeah.
So just to clarify then, from what we learned yesterday, It's normal for the Lord's advisors to keep coin in the treasury.
Yeah, there appears to be quite a bit of treasure in here.
So I was worried that we were not going to get that 7,000 silver, but it sounds like it is ours.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Now, granted, some of these people know how wealthy the two of you are from your independent activities, and when I think you've already talked to Lord Shacklework about how you got this money, right? No, actually, he was distracted. He was having nightmares, and he wasn't sleeping well, and he didn't ask you where you got your money from when you deposited it. He just recorded it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, everyone's back. They need a rest before they can go off and fight werewolves and stuff. And it's all going to be fine.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Can I
No
get
more.
a perception check at -6 from both of you?
Oh, okay. Oh, this is my time to shine.
Pigeon rolls an 18.
Oh.
Nick rolls a 19. Not good
19.
enough. No one notices anything. Excellent. Well, Saturday, the 6th of August rolls around, and it's time to go have a real conversation about the werewolves.
Yes.
Have I gotten any mail back, Neil? I'm looking for Stromheim or High Castle, and I would have written a letter to Hudson, keep just telling her about the random shit that I did around town this week.
Right.
I'll take a gold off my character sheet for that.
You sent a letter to High Castle. I have it written down over here, but you sent that before you guys left to Shirebrook, right?
Probably. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Dear Data, we want to recruit people. 4 men. Here's our salary. Right. And that takes, let me just do some quick math on how long it takes to get there.
Wait, how much gold do you actually have? Like, could you give me 500 gold?
In gems, easily.
Do you think it's worth me buying a breastplate for +2 AC?
Yeah.
Well, it is, right?
I mean, I can
I've
give you
got
10
1,000.
gems. That's 500 gold.
Yeah, I've got 1,000 gold.
Yeah, why don't you just buy a breastplate? Fuck it.
Yeah, we might need to go somewhere to get measured, I guess.
Well, we need to go to Stromheim, but yeah.
We could talk about it after we get back from the werewolves, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure somebody in town could measure you, right?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
You'll
We
need
haven't
You
got a
need
blacksmith.
measurements, I would assume.
You'll need to be present for the measurements for a period of time during the construction.
Could we get that done in Stromheim or not? I had to go to High Castle to get chain limbs.
Yeah, you'll probably have to go to High Castle again. Like
Okay.
the production
Well, we might be going to High
facilities
Castle
just
anyways.
bad
Fuck it.
here. So it takes a messenger on horseback 4 days to get to High Castle. So they definitely got your message, and there's definitely been time for you to get back. So yeah, there is a... Thank you for asking. There is a message that returns from Kel Jduck in High Castle. You've asked for good men who could be watchmen, and you've offered good pay for this. And Kel Jduck writes back saying, Dear, would you call yourself Cooper, right? Or Coop?
Probably Pigeon.
Pigeon. Dear Pigeon, I have received your request. I will look out for good men who are capable of such deeds. There is no shortage of fine fighters, but men of the right character who would also enjoy living in such an area may be harder to find. I shall write to you as soon as I have one who I am sending your way.
Cool.
With respect, Kel Jduck. And then I need you to roll me.
Jduck might be like the single nicest NPC ever.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's like
I need you to roll
so,
me 4d30.
so helpful.
What do I want, high or low?
You want low. Oh,
We got a 1.
Okay. 1, 18, 15.
How long it takes to find the 4 guys?
How long it takes to find the 4 guys. So you received this message on, I want to say you get this message on Tuesday, the 2nd of August.
Tuesday, isn't it?
Excuse me.
And on Wednesday, the 3rd of August, you get a second letter saying, "Dearest Pigeon, I have found your first warrior. It has been less than 24 hours since I have last written you, and in that time, I have found someone. I have found a man who would be well suited for this task. I have given him all of the requirements that you have suggested and told him the range of pay, and he has said that he will go to Cauldron himself to seek
Sweet.
an interview
Neil?
in person."
Let me roll his stats.
Let's roll his stats.
Come on, we never get to roll stats anymore.
Because we might need to know
we've
his
been playing
stats if he gets
forever.
attacked on the road anyway, so we're better to roll it now.
Just let us roll it.
We do 3 each. Can we rearrange?
No. It's gonna be
Okay,
3d6
down the
down
line?
the line. Yeah.
All right,
Wait,
fuck
but
it.
can we re-roll if he's got less than 10 strength or not?
You can re-roll if he has less than 10 strength. You must re-roll if he has higher than 16 strength.
No.
No.
Then no
Absolutely.
reroll.
No, then
No,
no
come
reroll.
on. Let us have a,
You
let
can't
us just
have
roll
a
3d6
random
down the
fighter with
line.
18 strength. You know random 17 or 18 strength watchmen in the town. If you've got 17 or
Okay,
18 strength,
okay,
you're
okay, how about
destined for
this?
something better.
How about if he gets a good strength roll, we can move it somewhere else.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. It can be
Okay,
moved somewhere
perfect.
else, but he can't have super exceptional
That's
stats
fine.
because he wouldn't then be random watchman number 7.
Well, who knows? All right.
Oh, but
3d6?
hang on. But the guy with 9 ins is Berenza, the legendary wizard.
That's right.
That's because
Nick,
he's
roll
not a
3d6.
random. It's fine. It's fine. Fine.
We're not going to get good stats anyways. Fuck
Who's
it.
We're
rolling
doing
the
3 each. Do you want
who's
to do 3
doing
each?
top and
I'll do the
bottom?
mental, and you do the physical.
Sure.
Okay, so Moon, you're doing
do
strength
mental
dex
first.
con.
I'll
Okay.
do strength dex con.
Nick, you're doing int wiz charisma in that order, 3d6.
This is so exciting.
Do you want to go first, Nick, or me? Okay.
No, you're going first.
10. That's strength.
10 strength.
14 dex.
Okay.
15
Okay.
con. That's not bad.
Oh,
That's good.
That's actually real
That's
good. I
good.
love those
Okay.
stats.
Is it int first?
Int,
It's
wiz,
int,
charisma.
whiz, charisma, and then we need
Okay.
perception.
Oh yeah.
He's
Hints?
already a goated NPC.
Okay.
15. Oh my god. This is the
And
danger.
willpower? 11.
Okay.
Charisma.
5.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
and then
and
perception
then-
as well?
I'll roll 3d6 for
All right, let's
That.
do it.
Okay, you do perception.
14.
Let's go. That
Alright,
is
so
a
that's
good
pretty good.
This guy's
character.
better than any character in the party.
Well,
Hey, I've
I
got
mean,
16
yeah.
strength. He's
I got
got
17 dex. You know.
Sure, but
Yeah.
he's got
Good guy.
2 15s, 2 14s.
Yeah,
He's
welcome to
pretty
the
good, yeah.
club. But
10?
5 charisma.
Yeah, that's true. Which is great because then he'll never
Yeah.
surpass you as Watchman.
Yeah, it's ideal. This is the perfect guy.
10, 14,
Maybe he
15,
uses,
15, 11, 5, 4 for stats.
Yeah, he might have been something great, but he's just either an asshole or he's too meek to like do anything. You know, like to be a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a man
Cool.
of character because Jaduk is sending him. So he's got like
Yeah. Yeah.
strong moral virtue. But I think maybe he is like a little bit too soft on people.
Yeah.
You know, like he knows the right thing to do, but he's very quick to forgive, which is maybe not the best quality of a watchman, but he'll at least report to you what's going on, even if you can't
Perfect.
necessarily rely on him to like cut off the hand of the thief on the moment.
That's a good character. I'll take him.
All right. And this guy's name is going to be Senex.
Cool.
Sanex.
Senex. Senex.
Okay, Sanex.
Senex, the Watchman.
All right.
And he has 15 con, so he gets a +1 to his HP roll. Let me just take a quick
roll that.
look over here at what Watchmen roll for HP. I think that's probably just a flat D8.
Like D10, right?
He's not a fighter.
The police constabulary, yeah. Gentry, mercenary, yeah. Give me a D8 +1. You cannot roll lower than a 4 on the D8. He has to have at least 4 from the D8.
You wanna roll it, Nick, or me?
You roll it. You've got this.
All right.
Okay,
again.
reroll.
Whoops.
No.
Whoops.
Wrong die roll.
We're panicking. We're panicking.
Oh,
Let's
9
go.
hit points.
Let's go.
Oh,
What a
wow.
guy
96
we've just
too.
rolled
Yeah.
here. Senex, the mighty.
Okay, and his age, he's going to be somewhere between 25 and 35.
less.
So roll me a d10 plus 25.
Okay.
32.
32.
Fine.
Okay, and a d10 for handedness, please.
Wait. You can't do it. There's no way.
3 right-handed. Okay, speed 12. Level 1 watchman. Excellent. We're going to say he's, average height, 5'8". Sort of slender-ish, 145. Like,
Does he
very
come with armor or
lean
no?
guy. He's being sent by Kel J-Duck. He's got decent stats. Decent everything. I'm going to say... Normally, fighters roll 5d4 times 10 for GP. He's not a normal fighter, any of those means.
Yep.
So roll me 2d4, and I'll gear him up with that stuff. D4 times 10 GP.
Not bad.
50. So that's going to be leather armor and a spear. Yeah.
So Nick, what I think we should start doing with our hoard of gold that we're literally only using is start arming ourselves up plus our watchmen. So like you get your breastplate, give your chain give your chain mail to this guy.
Yeah.
And we'll just start like hand me downing our shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely give him the chain chest.
Okay. Senex. He is on his way. You will expect him to arrive 4 or 5 days
A week or
later.
two, yeah.
Because the messengers get here well before the man on foot does.
After
Because he's
all,
walking.
encounter checks for him.
I'll roll some encounter checks for him. He might die along the way. I'll be sad.
That would be sad.
So it'll take him 1, 2, 3. So he'll arrive here, and then 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We get Watchman number 2, which we'll roll for then.
Yeah.
And then 15
flurry
more
of
days.
3.
If we get an 18, Nick, what are we putting it in? Con? Perception.
I mean, it's
Watchmen.
better
Come on, man.
Oh, perception. Oh,
Yeah,
perception.
that's a good one.
100%. Yeah. That's true. It's good that he's got 14 perception. That's
Yeah, no,
That's
this
nice.
guy, he's better than any of our Tombs of Scoria characters.
yeah, for sure. By a mile.
All right. You go to court. You're going to talk to Shacklebrook and all these guys. The werewolves are a problem. You know where they live. Now you've got these magic weapons. You want to show off your magic weapons to the court and everything, right? You're not just hanging around not doing anything. So there's things to happen. Tell me how you present your magic gear to the court, to the other people present, the other knights present. How is this a showing off moment? Is this a humble moment? These other knights, they don't have any magic gear, and yet here you've Lord
Hold on.
Shacklebrook already got your longsword. You got Kel Twin Towers magic gear. Now you've got the 4 pieces of magic weapons and armor that are in 5 pieces of magic weapons and armor that are in Cauldron, all originated with the 2 of you somehow.
That's right.
Are you concerned that the other knights might be feeling uncomfortable or jealous?
Nailed
or
it. I
might
got
be.
this.
envious? What do you got?
Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah, I'll give the scimitar to the scimitar user,
What? Wait, what?
and I'll keep the dagger.
You're gonna give away the magic weapon you just got?
Yeah, Neil, I'm trying to make the town good. I understand Nick's got 1 magic weapon. I don't need 2. I will at court today present the scimitar to the lady. I think it was Kel Blanche Bell, who offered me her scimitar for use, and I will give her a magic scimitar.
My mouth is agape as this happens.
You're in the court. You're going up to Shacklebrook. All the knights are present. It's the grand meeting that everyone should be at when they come back together.
Yeah.
Shacklebrook's talking about his journey to Stromheim. He was talking with his father about, family legacy and what's going on in the city and what's happening in the south and the issues with Lady Alkali, and then they turn to you guys. You were supposed to go to Shirebrook. You were going to be given gifts. What is it? And you say,
well, I was given 2 gifts, but I'm going to be giving a gift myself. I got this dagger, which I'm going to keep, if that's okay, Mr. Shacklebrook. And I'll pull from my side 2 scimitars. I'm going to pull Blanche's scimitar that she loaned me. And I'm also going to pull the magic scimitar from Shirebrook. And I'm going to say, thank you, Miss Blanche, for loaning me your scimitar. So I'm going to give you this one back. And I'm also going to give you this one. It's a magic scimitar from Lord
Armstrong.
The Lord in Shirebrook, you know?
You just,
Keep Shacklebrook safe with it.
you just casually drop this magical scimitar in her lap, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
And she looks at it, and she looks at you. And then she looks at Lord Shacklebrook, and she looks back at you and says, Cooper, are you certain?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get all of your magic items to make this town good. That's why I gave Twin Tower the thing he's wearing.
She looks at Twin Tower in his, magic armor that he's definitely wearing all the time. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Thanks for loaning me your scimitar.
This is a great gift.
Pigeon just kind of, goes back to near Luther. Yeah.
She stands there dumbfounded as Lord Shacklebrook smiles approvingly. You can feel like the warmth of his affection and approval for you wash over you, like the father you never had. This man, he thinks you're doing all right.
Good work, Pigeon. I take a step forward and I say, yeah, our trip to Shirebrook was successful. Pigeon had that dagger and the scimitar, and Lord Armstrong gave me this. And I lay the sword on a table. If there's a table, Neil, or maybe just I lay it on the table.
How Lionel Landquill looks at the magic greatsword with hunger.
Yeah, and then draw the blade slightly out of the sheath, and say, the sheath apparently is made from naga scales. And this is quite fortuitous timing, I say, grabbing the sheath and putting the sword back in and putting it back in my belt.
You see Lionel's heart drop.
We know the location of those werewolves. I thought Sabin, Pigeon, and I might go and deal with them. Maybe, Calbell, you could come with us.
Lord Shacklebrook puts his hands up. The werewolves ought to be dealt with. And now with 3 magic weapons, they can be. But I have another task for the two of you. Something more suited to your skills. Sheriff Luther, would you be opposed to letting Kelanquil borrow your greatsword to deal with the werewolves?
I'd rather deal with them myself, my lord. I've already had one
elbow
run-in
you.
with them.
I understand, but I need you and Cooper to go to Tassel. I need you to talk with Keltitel. I need you to convince him to join our side. He owes his fealty, or owed his fealty, to the late Lady Alkali. And with her dead, it should transfer to another, but he has yet to make his oaths to the heir. In this small window of time, he can change his allegiance. I would ask the two of you to convince him, whatever it takes, to join our side.
Let's get him to marry. I looked at the lady who we were just at dinner with two nights or like a week ago. Let's get her to marry Ann Castor. She's looking for love.
Anne stiffens up at this. You know, you can hear her plate mail sort of crackling. Lord Shacklebrook looks over at her. We just bring up Ann Castor's stats here. Yeah, 15 strength, 15 dex, 15 con, 14 int, 13 will, 10 charisma, 11 perception. She's short. She's 4'9". She's a tiny little thing of a warrior, but she's also a 4th level fighter with 23 AC and an arming sword specialization. So, and 28 HP. Oh my god. She's a beast.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, but we don't need her to kill anyone. We need her to charm them.
Lord Shacklebrook looks at and says, that's an interesting concept. Let us not quite offer that up immediately, but if marriage is what he seeks, and my bride is not within his reach, he chuckles to himself, maybe make some open offerings of potential mates that he could have. And we'll work on the details afterwards, if such a thing would be amenable. And Ann Castor sort of bristles and says, I am not looking to take on the rulership of a town nor the wifely duties of anything at this point in time. And I'm only 23. It's too early for me. And Backer was like, Kelcaster, we're not selling you for Tassel anytime soon. Nor is it within my purview to do so. You are your own person. Your family is your own. It's your father's job to make such arrangements, or the head of your family, whoever that may be. But understand, there's great things at stake here. We've all had to make sacrifices. He points over to Kel Twin Towers. Let us work together for a better world. We've all chosen mates or refused mates for political reasons.
All right, so we need to find out what he wants and then give it to him.
Lord Shacklebrook, is Keltitel a baron of Tassel, or?
No. Part of my trip to Stromheim was to understand better what is happening there. The land is given in writ to the Alkali family. Keltitel holds on to it in their name. If Keltitel were to swear his allegiances to us, even though the land is held in their name, we would have regency over it. Effective regency over it until someone from the Alkali family sorts these things out. Apparently, there is some trouble in Stromheim, in High Castle.
I knew it. I don't say I knew it,
bags
but
out there.
yeah. Nick, do you think we should go visit Barbara Ann? Do you think she'd know anything about him?
Well, it sounds like we need to get there ASAP before he signs.
That's true.
Before he swears allegiance to Alkali or whatever. I say to Shacklebrook, on your previous question, my lord, I only received this sword last week, and I've yet to use it in battle. Calanquil, you've trained me, and you are a great knight, but you must understand my reluctance to hand it over before my first chance of swinging the thing. Plus, the West Road can be dangerous, as we all know. I may need it.
Well, if you want, I can hand over my other magic item, the dagger.
We could deal with the werewolves on our return. Or now.
It saddens me to hear you say this, Luther. I was
You are
hoping we could
fucking it
count
up,
on your loyalty during this time. But I will not steal from you. And if you are reluctant to lend your equipment, even though Calanquil has lent you his sword and I have lent you my
I
sword.
elbow you again. Give him
I
the fucking
sigh.
sword,
And
man.
Kel Blanche has lent Cooper her sword.
Fine,
It
fine,
is-
fine,
No,
fine,
no,
fine.
it's
fine.
your
Say no more.
responsibility.
No, I undo the belt. And I put the sword down on the table and I push it over towards Calanquil and I say, "Look after it."
He grins broadly and picks it up, draws it, and takes a couple of cuts through the air. You can almost
not
see
gonna
his
give that
mouth
back to me.
murmuring,
You really know how to rub it in on him, huh?
He's gonna want to not give that back to me, you know.
he takes off his sword and slides it across the table to you. You'll need this for the West Road.
Thanks. I tighten it around my.
Give him the shitty swords, Nick. We'll get better
Waist.
ones.
So you say.
All right, to Tassel we go.
I guess we go to Tassalan. Kel Teetle.
My lord.
There's another option here, which is we find someone in below him that's amenable, and maybe deal with Teetle and have the person that's below him take over and swear allegiance to Shacklebrook.
Okay. Well, the party heads back to gather their gear to prepare for the trip. Unless, Pigeon, were you about to say something?
It sounds like there's a physical writ. No.
Yes. Yes. Which is held in High Castle, undoubtedly. You know, that's where all the proper documents
okay.
are
He
stored.
doesn't have it on him. Got it. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
what would
belongs to
the Alkali family need to do to reclaim the Regency?
Well, so in theory, like according to law, Tassel and its surrounding areas is owned by the Alkali family. But the de facto leader of it, like who's actually doing the day-to-day operations, is Kel Teetle. And if Kel Teetle works for you guys, you know, technically it's their land, but the guy who runs it is your guy, which means he gets to make whatever decisions he wants because, you know, he's the one running it day to day. So they would just need to come and, you know, put their own person in charge.
And
Right.
she's not just in charge of Tassel. She's the Countess, right?
Countess, yeah. She was the Countess. In theory, you're all supposed to respond to her, but, you know, you can't, like, if she's not in Tassel, how are you supposed to run things by her?
All right, Nick. I got a plan.
It's a feudal world. You got to be present to lead, and when you're not present, people do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, we're on the road, so tell me your plan. We've got Teresa with us with our gear.
Oh well,
We're walking down the West
there's
Road.
one more thing before you left town that I wanted to get into. So
Oh,
have this conversation
okay.
before you leave town.
All right. Here's what we do. We go into Tassel. We find who his second in command is. We talk to them. We bribe them. And we handle Calanquil or whatever his name is. We kill him. Kill Teetle or whatever. And then his second in command takes over and he works with us. Because Kel Teetle, if you remember, he was a loyal man to the Alkali family. He's not going to be
but
easy to swap.
I understand that, but he was also honourable and tired, and Lord knows what Lady Alkali has been trying to do down here is wrong. maybe with her dead, with the successor of the Alkali family in uncertain, perhaps he could be convinced.
Just know if we go in there and we talk to him, we kind of lose the ability to kill him. It would look mighty suspicious if we went in, talked to him, tried to get him on our side, and then he ended up dead. But if we just go there, we talk to someone, and then we get in, they bring us in, find the cover of night, and he dies.
But it's the same risk if we talk to his underling, and he also doesn't see it our way. Like, he'll go to Titel and he'll tell him.
I nod.
Yeah, but we would have to see, you know, what kind of man his underling is. We could follow him around town for a few days.
Blackmail would be the easiest way, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to have to see what the lay of the land in Tassel's like before we make a call.
All right, let's just not go in there then and immediately go up to the castle and be like, we're here. Let's scope it out. And let's check out the docks, too.
If we can make ourselves useful to Titel in some way, we may be able to get access to the keep so that we can deal with him if we need to.
As you make your way back to gather your gear to prepare for the trip, can I get perception checks from the two of you at -2 this time?
26, so 24.
24 and 18. You're walking back to the sheriff's station when you notice something out of place, Pigeon. The basket that's used with the crane to boil people alive. Someone has repositioned it so it is hanging over the cauldron instead of just like resting gently on the side. And it looks like there's somebody in the basket over the cauldron.
I'll take a look. Who is it? Do I know him?
You'll have to, like, you know, it's off the
I'll walk
path
over
to
there.
go over there. I take it you bring Luther with you?
Yeah, Pigeon starts walking. I assume Luther would be like,
Where are you going? I'll be like, oh, there's someone in the basket.
Yeah.
There's a boiling.
You come in, there's a bunch of people assembled to watch a boiling. You know, they're
Who's
sort of
getting
gathered
boiled?
in the seats.
What the hell is this? You can't do this without telling us.
Someone looks at you. Who is it? Well, there was no announcement. Who is it?
Who is
Who are
that?
you up there?
You alive?
Oh,
Is he alive?
they've been boiled a bunch of times already. I thought you. Who was it? They asked.
I'll move the basket.
Yeah, you go over there. The heavy counterweight allows you to like fairly easily turn it and move it around. Whoever's in there has definitely been washed with boiling water multiple times today, multiple times today. You know, their face is sort of melted off and all that jazz. Can I get each of you roll me a d20?
It's not.
Say again, a D3?
Is
A
it?
d20.
16.
Ooh.
Cool. Both ends of the spectrum there.
Just take a quick look at your character sheets over here. Yeah, Luther, you don't. It's just a fucking body. But Pigeon, you're looking at this thing and you're like, this body, I recognize this frail, thin body. This is the body of an old man.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Well,
Do I think it's Basil or no?
at first you're like, it's some old man, and then you look at the hair, and it's got that same, you know, salt and pepper transition, and the ear has like it's kind of twisted and boiled and shriveled at this point. But Basil had like a weird like misshapen section to his ear.
Didn't we already move him or no?
Yeah, we must have took the body down, no?
You had the gravekeeper throw him in the communal unmarked grave.
Oh yeah, shit.
I hate this fucking town, man.
What the fuck? Is that Basil?
Yeah, I mean, I'll pull the body out.
You
I,
open the cave and occasionally
I
pull the body
turn
out.
around to everyone that's there, and
Yeah,
I
there's
say,
like
"All of you,
100 people.
stay where you are. I need to talk to you. Who's been here the longest?"
One person raises his hand.
All right, you come over here.
He comes on over. I got up this morning to take a look, and it was there in the early morning. I was surprised, you know. Usually there's a big festival or a fanfare.
Were they in there talking? Were they alive?
No. It was just past the break of dawn, and the body was up there already.
All right, I wave him away. Pigeon, you all right to deal with this? I'm going to go talk to the gravekeeper.
Yeah, I guess.
I storm off to the gravekeeper, Neil.
Okay.
I'll push the bones into the cauldron.
You just take the body and you shove the body like into the water.
Yeah.
Throwing bodies in a river is a great way to, you know, make sure no one can come back for them later. They'll
That's right.
float out with the water and down the misty river, never to be seen again. Luther, you make your way over to the graveyard. There's a little gravekeeper's hut.
Grave. Where is it? Oh, wait, I already see. I see him first.
Yeah.
Gravekeeper, you got a minute?
Oh, Sheriff! Of course! He comes on over to you. How are you this fine morning, Sheriff?
Well, I'm a little bit perturbed. If I'm honest with you, what's this guy's name, Neil? Can I get his name?
Oh, I
would address him
forgot
by
his
his
name. I think we named him once upon a time. We're just going to call
I don't
him
know if we did.
Gregory right now. Gregory the Gravekeeper.
I'm a little bit perturbed, if I'm honest, Gregory. Tell me, last time I saw you, I was telling you to deal with Basil Sternworth's body.
Of course, my lord, and that's exactly what I did. Put him in the
You
communal
want to take me to
grave.
where you left him?
Well, I buried him just where you said to, my lord. It's right this way.
Good, let's go.
And he walks with you over to the communal grave, which clearly has signs of being opened up. Dirt is strewn all over the place. A shovel lies like pitched in one of the piles of dirt nearby. Many bodies are exposed. Some of them have been, multiple bodies have been like dragged out and sort of left on a mound or left half buried. And the gravekeeper looks and goes, "Oh, by the gods! What's happened?"
When was the last time you saw this place? Don't get too close. Like, I make sure he stays aware. I don't want to obscure any footprints that may or may not
Right.
be here.
There was a young man that died 3 days ago. His family didn't have any money, so I buried him here.
I'll probably show up a little later, Neil, because after I threw the body into the river, I just come.
Sure.
This has only been... I mean, how far did we walk to get here from the entrance to the graveyard?
You know, it's on the other side of like a slow, gentle mound with a tree on it, so a couple hundred, like 100 yards, 150 yards.
It's only 150 yards away from the entrance. You really haven't looked at this for 3 days?
Of course, my lord. I walk the grounds every day.
That's what I'm saying. So when was the last time you saw it?
Well, I didn't come to see this particular spot, but it wasn't dug up yesterday. I swear it.
Okay. Yesterday.
Yes,
What time
yesterday
yesterday?
afternoon. Oh, halfway through the day, sir.
You're going to need to be keeping a closer eye on this place, Gregory. This is not acceptable.
But Lord, I'm but one man. Who would do this? This is the second grave in a year that's been dug up like this.
Can you do me a favor? Make yourself useful. Head over to the geyser and find Pigeon and send him over here.
What? They're not mad at me, are they, my lord? You're not going to boil
no
me,
one-
are you?
Of course not. We need a gravekeeper.
He goes and finds Pigeon on the way, and returns very, very quickly with Pigeon in tow.
I
I
ignore the
will do a
gravekeeper now.
tracking check.
Pigeon, yeah, get over here.
You get over here.
You're
What's
not too
going
big for a
on?
clip around the ear. Someone's dug up the communal grave. We need to find out who.
Natural 19 plus 17 minus 6 is 30.
Oh yeah. There are some bare feet marks in the soft
God, I'm gonna need my
upturned
score back.
ground. Not many, and they're situated sort of awkwardly. Like, it's very clear that somebody stood here and was digging. But there's
follow
so
'em.
much earth strewn around that a lot of the footprints are sort of covered up. You see drag marks where something was sort of dragged up and out of the grave, and then like they sort of just end at an apex, almost like someone like maybe not dragged them out of the grave, but like hurled it out of the grave, because the drag marks come up the slope, and then they stop, and they're not like they don't come across the rest of the torn out
It's
dirt.
a revenant.
Someone strong at least, or a zombie.
Yeah. We follow him. I'll follow the footprints. I'm sure it comes somewhere.
Yeah, the footprints, they stand in and around where the dirt is. And then they sort of walk into the grasses of the graveyard. You rolled a 30. Let me just double check my...
As I'm following him, because it usually takes a long time to like follow a trail, right, Neil?
Yeah, you walk at, I think, half pace or quarter pace. I can't remember exactly what.
Tell Luther to go get Twin Tower with a magic weapon.
Just to be safe. I don't do anything stupid while I'm not here.
Get Twin Tower and get your sword. Hurry up.
Yeah.
I'll follow it, Neil. I'm gonna take all the time in the world to make sure I'm going the right way.
The footprints lead you over to the gravekeeper's shed, which is right next to the gravekeeper's house. And they go in there. Or it might be better to say they start at the doorway to the gravekeeper's shed, facing the front door, and then they leave the gravekeeper's door and walk over towards where the grave was dug up. And then the footprints are there, and then there's the drag marks, and then the footprints are gone.
Okay.
one of the
I will
bodies,
go
maybe.
into the gravekeeper's area.
So Neil, I'm
I-
running to the keep.
Pick the
I
lock.
intend to get Twin Tower and get my sword from Lanquil.
Sure.
I check the lock for traps.
There's no lock on the shed.
Oh.
And the gravekeeper's around if you want. You know, he can lead you into his house, or you can.
No, I tell him to fuck off.
Okay. Yeah, no one. The gravekeeper doesn't lock his house. He can't afford that. No one would go in there. The shed has a section for, it's fairly well organized. There's some places for headstones, some places for wheelbarrows and shovels and whatnot. And clearly, a shovel has been taken out of the neatly organized tool section. Someone came in, took a shovel out.
How does the first steps happen? Does it look like, are they like very imprinted in the ground? Because what I'm wondering is maybe someone jumped from the roof down onto the ground.
The first prints are basically side by side, as if someone landed with their feet together there
Okay.
Facing towards the door or away from the door.
towards the door.
And then turned around and walked.
Oh, towards the door, and then then the next steps, the other steps are walking away from the door.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna search this house, Neil. And we'll probably wait for the night, because I'm assuming that this is some unnatural beast. So maybe we won't leave Cauldron tomorrow, because this might be an all-nighter in the graveyard.
Yeah. You search the house.
I'm looking for a cellar. I'm looking for hidden shit. You want a perception check or anything?
Let me write down all the clues before you make your die rolls, because that's just easier on my brain. Okay. Give me 3 perception checks. 29, 36, and 27. So the first thing you notice is the gravekeeper has a rather large collection of booze. Like, he's got 2 barrels of ale in here, but then he also has like some small, like mini kegs of spirits in here. And as you're searching through his house, you'll also find behind his bed and behind a couple of other places are stashed like ceramic wine bottles of various boozes. Like stashed in the sort of way that if someone were coming through to, get rid of all of his alcohol, he would have a couple of stashes left, tucked underneath a pillow, behind a bed over here, in this cupboard behind all the stack of plates, and behind this other little thing. little bottles of booze stashed all over the place. With your 36, you'll see that there's this one of the cupboards near his common area. When you open it up, it's not like cups and glasses and plates or crockery or, cooking supplies or anything like that. It opens up and there is a shrine to Verasi, the goddess of death and destruction. And as you open it up, it sort of like unfolds, and there's her little symbol, and there's some offering plates that come down. There's some like incense stacked in a little corner over here. There's like a little small mouse skeleton, it looks like, on a plate right before the shrine itself. There are 5 little carvings, little statues of Verasi in different forms. One is like the Grim Reaper, one is the Mad Warrior, one is like the Old Crone. These are different variations of the Verasi themes.
This is, I would say, comforting, because gods don't like the undead either. So I'll maybe talk to the shrine and be like,
Verasi, what's going on here? Seems like there's some undead stuff. Do you have any words for me?
Then I'll go back to looking.
Yeah. And lastly, you will find the only locked thing in the entire house is a chest tucked away in a cupboard behind some other, miscellaneous crates and boxes and bags of, long forgotten cleaning supplies or.
I check it for traps and I pop it open.
Yeah.
Do you want another check, or can I have the 16 that I did earlier for a pick lock check?
That's fine. You can take it. It is not trapped. It's easy to pick open. It's not a complicated lock. When you raise the lid, or slide it out and raise the lid, you can see that there are a collection of skulls in here. There are 12 skulls, and some of them have little like paintings of different symbols on them. And the others are just sort of left as they are. Each one is cleaned entirely, no little bits of flesh or anything on it. Someone's taken the time to properly prepare them in maybe an acid bath, or let maggots eat all the flesh off of them, or let them get bleached in the sunshine.
Like the symbols, at least?
Ooh.
That's weird.
Well, with a natural 20 on the die, yeah, you recognize some of these symbols. Every household has their own sigil. Every household of note has their own sigil. And some of the markings that you see on these skulls, you don't know all of them, but a few of them are of noble houses. It's like this little symbol over here, the eagle with a snake in one hand. Like, that's the symbol.
So this guy's fucking with the dead, is what it seems like. It's not normal to touch the dead and unrest them.
You
I
don't
would
normally
assume.
collect skulls in your house.
Yeah.
That's a weird.
All right, I think this is a Boylan.
But it could be like a sort of like, oh, hey, I buried this noble guy. Let me keep a souvenir.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing, but he's fucking with the dead. That's fucked up. And that's probably why we have undead shit fucking around here.
Just 'cause the gravekeepers messed
So
around
I'll call
with
him
things
back
he
in.
shouldn't.
Yeah, he's kind of standing outside with his hat
Hey,
in his
come in
hands.
here.
Oh, I'm so sorry, detective. I've
Where
been
the hell are these skulls from?
His face goes pale as you look at his collection of skulls. Those are... Oh, bother. I suppose there's no way I can talk my way. Could I give you some money to look the other way, detective?
No. Do
Is
you
it
know
just-
what you've probably fucked up here? You got a revenant going around because you're fucking with the dead, man.
No, sir. No, of course not. I would never.
I'm gonna need you to take me to every single one of these graves, and we need to go check them.
These just come from the bodies thrown in the mass grave for the
Okay.
paupers.
Which one's Basil?
I didn't know. I wouldn't do his. I wasn't sure if his lordship might want Basil's body back in the future. These
Then
were
who are
just from
these?
nobodies, random people who have died in the town over the past few years.
I feel like he's lying, right?
Well,
Then why the symbol?
I'll do it. Charisma check.
yeah, give me a
Press them on
charisma
the
check.
symbols. Yeah.
24.
He definitely seems afraid. That's for certain. Let me see what his role translates to. I need to memorize this table instead of having to look it up. Yeah, actually, you think he's telling the truth. Yeah.
Then why the symbols of the families?
It's going to sound strange if I tell you, but it's lonely
better tell me.
being a gravekeeper. No one wants to be my friend. So sometimes I take the heads out and I put on little puppet shows for myself.
Jesus Christ.
These are just the symbols of the families that take place in the stories. But those one, you're holding one of the heads.
Yeah.
They were involved in the uprising of the Grell in the Hemnorkos Hills. What was that, 30 years ago now or something? So they'll tell me the story of what the Grell were like, and that one over there, well, that's supposed to represent the old lords of Cauldron from before the demons came.
And do they actually speak to you?
I mean, I give them voices and tell them what to say.
Okay.
I shut it because I don't think this is a boiling. I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe that's fine. Yeah.
I'm so
mean, it's fucking
sorry,
grave,
sir.
dude.
Please
It's okay,
don't tell
just-
anyone. It's
No.
very, very lonely. No one wants to marry the gravekeeper. No one
Yeah,
wants
I
to
hear
be my
ya.
friend.
Well, you can come and hang out with us at the tavern and stuff.
Do you mean
I'll
it?
buy you drinks. Yeah, I mean it, yeah. But we're having an issue where I think that there's some undead around here.
He like drops down to his knees and like starts to crawl in your direction. Oh, thank you, Lord Pigeon, Lord
God.
Cooper. I know I'm not supposed to call you Pigeon anymore, but thank you for that. I was so afraid you would never know the shame of hiding like this all your life.
It's fine. You can hang out with us when we're in town and whatnot. I understand it's a lonely thing that you got going on here, and that's, I'm sure, what all the booze is for.
It is.
Okay, now hear me. Have you noticed anything odd at night?
All the time. It's a grave.
Okay, tell me.
Well, there's just oddities, you know? You hear the noises. The shadows of the trees cast awkward, they look like hands in the night. Sometimes I hear voices from the
Hey, what
graves.
do the voices say? What have you heard?
They're indistinct. They're just sort of, sometimes they say Gregory. So sometimes they don't say anything at all. Sometimes there's just like a sigh of longing out there.
All right, well, me and Luther and Kill Twin Tower are going to bunk up with you for the night.
Sometimes they tell me not to leave them alone.
Oh God.
Okay, which ones?
There's just a voice on the wind. I tell myself it's the booze.
Okay, well
you
then,
drink
yeah, I
enough,
hear
and,
ya.
and maybe I'm hearing things. I want it to be the booze. I want it to be the booze.
All right. Well, we're going to hang out here tonight in your house, and I want you to go about things like normal.
Of course. Of course, my lord.
I give him. I feel bad for this guy, Neil. I give him a bag of silver.
What's this for? Do you need a body?
No, this is for when you come to the tavern with us so you have fucking money to pay for drinks. And Luther doesn't know I'm paying for you.
You're a kind man, Cooper. You're a very kind
Pigeon's
man.
been so nice this episode.
I know.
You're kind of like an absent father who's rich, who just like throws money at like people just to make sure that he's liked.
Yeah, I just
Well,
want them
actually,
to
no,
be,
that was
you know.
quite sweet of you. But, like the sort of don't tell Luther that I gave the money as well is nice.
Yeah. All right. I put back his stuff, Neil, and I'll wait for the team to get here. I mean, we're probably staying the night.
Well, Luther, you
You give me a
head
hard
back-
time, I'll get my sword back.
head back to the keep. And by the time you've gotten back to the keep, word has reached the keep that a
Yeah.
body was there. And pacing at the entrance to the keep, on the inside, is Lord Shacklebrook. And as as the gates open and you come through, he sort of storms up to you and goes, "Who did you boil?"
I didn't. My lord, there's some trickery going on. I lower my voice. It was Basil.
What do you mean? Explain yourself.
Something dug him up and put him up there. Pigeons following the footprints from the grave as we speak. I need to get my sword and I need to get Sabin and I need to get back there. Whatever did that thing, whatever put that body outside your door is probably what's responsible for this.
It was Basil?
It was, yeah. It was Basil.
I've been dreaming about him. All last night, I dreamt of Basil.
What did you dream?
He told me that I killed him and that he was going to come back for me and that he was going to see me again.
You've been having bad dreams for a while, haven't you? Sabin said something about sleepwalking.
He nods.
When did it start?
After the woman dressed as Lemon